What's going on, guys? Mike here, coming at you from Badlands Paintball. Well, today we're going to be doing a little bit of a review, and a comparison of two of our more popular pump action markers that we have at Badlands. One of those pump action markers is the Empire Trracer. The other one that I have here is going to be the Spyder Hammer 7. Now, each one of these part markers does have a lot of similarities, but there's quite a number of things that you can differentiate between the two. So we'll start off with the Empire Trracer here. You know what, in fact, let's start off with their similarities. So with both the Empire Trracer and the Hammer 7, they are, of course, well, both pump action markers, but they both use an inline valve design. So that's going to be a bolt forward inline valve design. That means that as I pull this pump handle back, the bolt will move back out of the breech area as well. The paintball will then drop in, but as I release that pump handle, the bolt will then push that ball forward into that firing position. So that is different than a marker which will actually cock the bolt back, place that ball in the breech, and the bolt slides forward when you pull the trigger. This one, the bolt and the actual pump handle actually move that ball around before firing the marker. So they each have that similarity. Another similarity between the two is going to be the fact that each marker does attach the air tank to the rear of the gun rather than in a base ASA at the bottom of the grip. So that's going to be great for anybody who's used to a more classic firearm type of shooting position. If you are used to a more tournament style shooting position with a more classic pump gun that is more up in front of your face, you do have the ability to attach an ASA to the base of each one of these markers' grip handles. They do use the classic 2-screw design, so you can attach any ASA and run a macro or some other braided line to your ASA in the rear there, and then attach a tank. Well, after that though, that is pretty much where the similarities end with these paintball guns. I will talk about some of the features of the Trracer first. The Trracer, definitely one of its nicest features is it has a really short and smooth pump stroke. So it's very easy to pump. It gives you quite a bit of high rate of fire considering it does have the auto trigger on it. That smoother pump stroke is just going to keep you a little bit more accurate, make it that much easier to play with. Another really nice feature I like about the Trracer here is a really easy trigger pull as well. Very nice overall shooting platform with that smooth pump stroke and the easy to pull trigger. One thing that people really like about this the Trracer here though is the very long, nicely ported barrel. So this is a very accurate barrel coming on this gun right out of the box. That's going to be a major selling feature for everybody. Also, this Trracer does come with a multitude of rails. Very much like the Hammer 7, they both have a rail on top, but many people like the Trracer for its ability to have a rail on the front, or so the top of the pump handle, as well as on the bottom. So if you want to run any sort of angled foregrips or vertical foregrips, you have the ability to with the Empire Trracer. Now moving on to the Hammer 7, this one's a little bit more unique. The main feature that sets the Hammer 7 apart from other pump guns is its ability to run both mag-fed and hopper-fed, and you can switch between the two in between games. The mag-fed is exceptionally unique because it does have the ability to run the first strike rounds. First strike rounds are these shaped paintballs, so they do fly a lot straighter and with a lot higher velocity, or a more maintained velocity. They still fly at 280 to 300 feet per second, but they keep that speed going a lot longer because they're a lot more ballistic. So the ability to run a pump gun with first strikes is unique to the Hammer 7, so very cool in that regard. Now I mentioned that you could switch to hopper fed as well. Our feed neck isn't attached right now. All you have to do is remove these two screws, attach your standard feed neck, and then you actually twist your barrel completely around so the balls are falling into the breech from the top instead of from the bottom. Now, one thing that does separate these guns as well is that the Hammer 7 is going to be a more classic center-fed hopper. So that means it's sitting right in the middle of your gun. That's very unique because it gives you an ambidextrous marker, so you can fire it left-handed or right-handed. The Trracer is a slightly offset hopper sitting at a 45. Now this is great for a lot of players who want to run a red dot sight or a scope because that hopper is shifted more to the side, but makes it slightly less ambidextrous overall. So the Hammer 7 definitely does have that ambidextrous factor. Other really unique features are definitely a very nice, big, comfortable pump stroke on there, and the ability to have a removable tip on your bolt or on your barrel here. So that's cool because you can add Dishka tips, make it really loud, maybe some G36 tips to make it look very cool, or you can even add an Apex barrel to this marker as well. So very cool. Both of these guns have some really unique features. I would say if you're keen on shooting first strikes or mag fed, that the Hammer 7 is definitely up your alley. If you want a little bit smoother pump stroke and a really nice barrel out of the box, and a slightly smaller pump gun overall, the Empire Trracer will be for you. Now both of these do have the ability to shoot with the auto trigger, so that means you hold down the trigger and pump those guns and it'll fire every time you pump. But in the end, keep in mind, a pump marker is for a player who's a little bit more patient, willing to look for those angles, and willing to take one shot at a time. So if you're that type of player, come on into any of our 9 locations across Canada. We do have each of these markers in there almost all the time, and there'll be some cool guys and gals that'll help you guys out, help you see them. If you can't make it into the shops, like I always say, please visit our website at badlandspaintball.com. You can see all of the pump markers, I should say, that we have available, including the Tracer and the Hammer 7. And while you're online, check us out on Facebook and Twitter, okay guys? Lots of promotions going on there. And please check us out and follow us, of course, on YouTube. If you guys have any questions or concerns, I cannot say it enough, please comment below. We'd love to hear from you guys. Let us know what you love, let us know what you hate, and let us hear what you want to see, okay? We'll make sure to do it for you. So if you're the pump guy, make sure you check one of these markers out, and once you have one, get on out there and play some paintball.